On July 25th, 2025, Outcome Memories released on Roblox and caught the whole community in such a big surprise for how loved and appreciated this game was. Many Sonic fans, many Sonic.exe fans, many ASIM fans, many Roblox fans, all of them were all together for Outcome Memories. But what happened that all of a sudden Outcome Memories just faded away? This game got into shambles, and we don't know why this happened. When was the rise? When was the fall? Everything was in a matter of a blink. So now I'm WereHogDX, and I present to you all the rise and fall of Outcome Memories. Now, before we get into this video, I would like you all to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below what do you think. We are trying to reach 30,000 subscribers very, very soon. When we do reach the set goal, we will be doing the next giveaway, so you could join up WereHogDX's realm and stay up for the next giveaways. And now, let's get into it. So Outcome Memories was this one Roblox ASIM of Sonic.exe by one Sobi. So Outcome Memories, of course, has so much popularity that many people actually don't know that its origin was that Outcome Memories was based off of Sonic TD. Sonic TD The Disaster was another Sonic.exe horror ASIM on Roblox. So the fact that Outcome Memories does take big inspiration from Outlake Sonic.exe The Disaster, of course, there were many things that this game would have had different, this game would have had similar. The similar concept of Outcome Memories being an ASIM, where you have a group of survivors being the Sonic characters going up against an executioner being an EXE character, which would be Sonic.exe, the base 2011X, Colossus, Tripwire. It could be any of these characters. And one thing that Sonic the Disaster did have was that Sonic was actually not a playable character, because Sonic is, of course, Sonic.exe, which Outcome Memories had different very, very late into the game. When we were about to get Outcome Memories, then we just found out right there that Sonic will be a survivor in Outcome Memories, which was a big shocker for everyone, and it was a big thing that did have a big boost for Outcome Memories, that this is a Sonic horror ASIM, which Sonic is also included as a playable character. So version 0.1 of Outcome Memories, having its release on July 25th, 2025, of course took the Sonic.exe community by storm, that we have a new major Sonic.exe horror ASIM on Roblox. And of course, many people who did know and love Sonic TD, they were gonna love Outcome Memories. Of course, there was a lot of debate that it ain't Sonic TD, so we don't know if we like it or no. But Outcome Memories got such a fan following in such a small amount of time in the year 2025, before version 0.2, that Outcome Memories was popular. Outcome Memories was known as the Sonic ASIM to play on Roblox. So the fan following was amazing, and the launch characters for Outcome Memories, starting with the executioners just being 2011X, and then the survivors being Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Cream, Eggman, and Metal Sonic, which this was an amazing roster on launch to have. And when you have the maps, you have Green Hill Zone, YCR, Hill Gym, and Not Perfect. So these were major things that had the launch of the game being so good, is that you had such an amazing roster. Of course, there were a lot of improper stuff in the game, like balancing issues, which we still have to this day. Before, you could say that 2011X could either be considered a really good executioner, or at times it could be considered that it was unbalanced when people figured out the matchups that which survivor do you play, and depending on which map it could sometimes be in. So that just means that Outcome Memories, of course, from birth, did have controversy, whether it be in-game or any other moment. There was always controversy with Outcome Memories, but by the time version 0.2 had to roll around, then the whole crew locked in, including Sobi, which before Outcome Memories was of course a really fun project, but now for how much fan following it has, how much people love it, they knew that version 0.2 should now be treated as a major game now. But one thing that everybody was feeling in the community were pointing out for a long time was that when are we getting version 0.2? Everybody knew that we were going to get it, but you have July 25th, 2025 being the release of version 0.1. How long until version 0.2? But another thing is that there wasn't really much anticipation that what are we going to be getting, in the sense of we don't know, there's suspense. It's because the entirety of Outcome Memories' life cycle was so transparent that everybody knew what we were going to be getting. Everybody knew what we're going to be getting in version 0.2. We're going to be getting Colossus, Tripwire, Fleetway, Supersonic. Everybody knew everything up until version 0.4 by an estimate that Outcome Memories is going to get these many executioners, these many survivors, because they're being worked on. Whether or not the devs show them, talk about them, or the information gets leaked out to the public. Basically, we saw the next coming stuff for the game, the next at least for a year or two, whatever could be coming, and their slow process of dropping each version, we basically knew. And when it comes to the devs for Outcome Memories, they did try their best to really go through thoroughly for when it comes to dropping a major version. That's why it took so long, and that's why we have many balance updates in the game. But some people did not understand it, some people got impatient due to the fact that everybody knew what we're going to be getting, but they just want it as soon as possible, because when they see the in-game leaks, they could clearly see that this is almost practically ready, not understanding the consequences of dropping an imbalanced character, which this is now being treated like a serious game, so they needed to do the best that they can before dropping anything. But of course, behind the scenes, here and there some things could be boiling up, whether it be something related to the game itself, some people behind the game, anything like that. Slowly over time, the storm was forming. So now, you got at December 13th, 2025, Outcome Memories version 0.2. This was amazing. You got two new survivors, being Silver and Blaze, knowing that Shadow is upcoming very soon, but got a delay. And you have Colossus and Tripwire and Fleetway Supersonic coming very soon, but there was of course delays because there was a lot of balancing and a lot of work for these two characters. And then you had two new maps being Angel Island and as well as Mystic Cave. And then you got Green Hill Zone getting a complete rework. Everything was looking amazing. You have new mechanics that are in the game. You have water, you have the bleeding effect, you have the shocked effect. You have so many things. The shop was packed. They add so much things over time, and there are plans for Legacy Fleetway, Dark Sonic, the Yourself Fleetway skin alongside Tricky the Clown and Nazo. Fleetway was so anticipated because it's Fleetway Supersonic and you got so many amazing alternates. And it was kind of a bummer to know that Fleetway wasn't on launch, but Fleetway got delayed alongside Shadow, two really, really loved characters. It was really tough to think about that. But Outcome Memories version 0.2 ranked in the peak of all-time player count for Outcome Memories at December 13th, 2025 with 183,000 players in one day, being the launch of version 0.2. The launch was amazing. And so far, Outcome Memories is memorable for that one day when version 0.2 released. So alongside Sobi had many others like Devilish Deeds Guy, Romeo, and the list goes on. And that just means that Outcome Memories has so many people who own these characters working with them. You have Romeo, Devilish Deeds Guy for Furnace and Starved. You have Raven for countless amount of Sonic EXE characters. And the list just kept going on and on and on. But then that's where it came to a big problem. As good as Outcome Memories version 0.2 was, the community did not like so many things. People were calling Sobi unprofessional for many of the imbalances and the improper stuff in the game. And people just thought that, yeah, this isn't professional, this looks good, it may feel good, but it's not fun for the long term. So that's where internally many people started stressing that what do we do? How do we fix a lot of these things? And at one moment you could have where some playtesters did confirm that the way how they were being treated was a little harsh. And there were some names that did come up. Most reasonably, one name that was keep on coming up was Raven. So Raven, of course, did help for a lot of designing when it came to the moveset of Tripwire and many other executioners. Because you have Tailsdoll being the character from Sonic R, and then you have Tripwire being the executioner and Outcome Memories, so Tripwire was created by Raven. So Raven's guide was the way to go when it came to making Tripwire. So when it came to playtesting and many other things, Raven was not so happy with some of the things that was going on with Tripwire and many of the other future executioners. And then most notably, some playtesters did complain about it, that we don't like how this is going. And then one of the names that was very popular was Altaz. But when it comes to that, we're going to get into that very soon. The one fact was when it came to the actual game, from the fans' perspective, from the players' perspectives. So what we were getting is that most likely Shadow could be getting delayed up until version 0.3, alongside Fang the Sniper releasing in version 0.3, and the Executioner being Lord X, alongside Mirage Saloon being the map that we would be getting. So version 0.3, that is what we did know so far, and that was the problem, is that we knew more than we were supposed to, which brought so much hope that, okay, we're going to be getting this, we're going to be getting that. But then the problem was, of course, how you had a lot of community backlash that the game is imbalanced, there's some things that we don't like going on here. Then, of course, it was in the decision that if we want to fix everything, then it's going to take longer to release the other future stuff, which people didn't like that either, because a lot of people did want the future stuff to release. So it was half the community saying we want a lot of things to be fixed, the other half to be like, when is version 0.3 releasing? But when you come to the internal side, that's where it was getting really bad, because Raven was not the best person to work with according to many people. And then a lot of people were saying that Raven did request 2 people being fired just because they were talking bad about her behind her back. And then we also had the fact that many people were saying the only reason why they're not firing Raven or doing anything about it is just because Raven threatened to remove Faker in 2017X from the game. So I don't stand with anything, first of all, like I don't have any opinion or anything like that. I'm just saying based on what history has. And I really don't know how much is credible for anything, but I'm just saying what is well known in the widespread audience. So, of course, one of the playtesters, Altaz, did say a lot of bad stuff about Raven behind her back also, saying that, oh yeah, she only owns characters, and what else is there? So then we had this one video of Altaz releasing, exposing Raven, and showing a lot of chats and everything on Discord, and saying everything that happened, which led to Altaz being fired, which put the community into 2 sides. Either you're with Altaz or you're not. So Altaz wanted to keep going and talking about what more people in the community were saying, more devs were saying, what Sobi was saying, many other people, and it kept getting heated up, which Altaz did release 2 videos, one talking about Raven, the other just moving forward and bringing in many other names, saying that, oh yeah, nobody was helping me, this, that. And when Altaz got fired, of course, it was just a big thing going on. That, oh yeah, Altaz showed everything that happened and now Altaz got fired. What's going on? Somebody should say something to Raven. And so much heat was cooking up that finally, on January 12th, 2026, Sobi announces that Outcome Memories is being shelved. Then the tables completely turned. It was between the choice of blaming Altaz or blaming Raven, which, of course, both ways, it just led to more controversy, more fighting, more division between the audience. But then that same day, during the Flames, one unexpected turn came out of nowhere. Romeo randomly did a tweet on Twitter saying, you know what, nah, being a part of this game means believing in it till the very end. Even if this tweet doesn't age well, I don't care. I have endless loyalty and love for OM as a game. Starved and Furnace are back. All their revealed content is staying. We bring nothing but hope, and prosper. This here was the saving grace for the community. We know that finally someone stepped up. It's Romeo that stepped up. That Romeo will not let this game die. And we're gonna get Furnace and Starved in the game is confirmed by Romeo now. And this game will manage to live through everything, even if it is temporarily shelved. So earlier in the day where you would have everyone being like Outcome Memories is officially over, now you have Romeo saying that I will not let this game die. So finally, now we had a bit of ease thinking that, okay, Outcome Memories has a chance. Until the day of January 26, 2026. Sobi announces that Outcome Memories is officially cancelled. Lua Guy did get ownership of Outcome Memories and decided to fire Romeo, the one who did keep the fan base staying alive and keeping their hope. Which, now that Romeo got fired, it was just like, what could we do? The game is now cancelled, Romeo's out, and that's just it. This had to be the hardest day for the Outcome Memories community because everybody was like, the game's gone now. And we didn't know what was going to happen. Is the game going to get removed off of Roblox? What's going on? Until later on, we did get the confirmation that the game was not going to be removed from Roblox and stay as is. So we still didn't know what's going to happen with the game. That's just it. The way how we have it right now is just going to stay like that. No patch updates, nothing else. Version 0.2 will not be completed. And of course, when we did get confirmation, the Outcome Memories will be remaining open. So I guess that was just it, right? But then we got a blessing from Sobi that Sobi said on the Discord server of Outcome Memories, added Supersonic into private servers with the solo that was made as a final thank you and goodbye. And Old Shao the Hedgehog to go along with it in newer private servers. And the big one being added Fleetway Supersonic into public servers, which of course, Fleetway Supersonic was a buggy mess. He was overpowered when he released, but of course, like Sobi said, Sobi did not want Fleetway Supersonic to be gatekept or the progress of Shadow and Supersonic. They didn't want any of that to be gatekept from us, so they did release it as a final thank you. And then later on, we did get confirmation that Legacy Furnace would be dropping into Outcome Memories private servers alongside, of course, Modern Furnace. And then, based on so much fan demand and fan request, we got Shadow into public servers, which they managed to do. But of course, a big issue being that Fleetway was way too broken and Shadow being really broken as well. And whether or not you want to agree with it, Shadow could either be really good or really bad. Where you have a Chaos Snap having infinite range, but then on the other hand, you could have the Chaos Snap might not even work for you, and the move will not even come out entirely. But over time, we were getting a lot of interesting things going on, which made me and many others start to think that Outcome Memories, is it even over? Are they just saying that and they're just adding more things just to preserve the game or hoping they could continue off at one point later? Because we had Fleetway getting balanced completely, and then we got Shadow being sent to exclusively private servers with the fact that Shadow later on in the future, when Shadow gets rebalanced, we'll be getting Shadow back into public servers with full confirmation. And we did get confirmation that we would be getting the Yourself Fleetway skin for Fleetway Supersonic, alongside we did get the Romeo skin for Sonic being released. And just to quickly remind you all, if you all are wondering what happened to Lua Guys, so really Lua Guys thing is kind of, it's a little blurry for many people. So many people still don't understand what happened. It was just that Lua Guy came, got ownership, canceled the game, and then from there you had that Romeo got fired and that's it. But now, by this time, you're having it where PR and Nulvix are now holding Outcome Memories mainly when it comes to main development to release these things. Now, fast forward, we do have PR and Nulvix announcing the final batch of Outcome Memories. We're going to be getting a lot more things. You're going to be getting Nozzle Fleetway. You're going to be getting Dark Sonic. You're going to be getting many things, which, of course, people could kind of notice that this is basically completing version 0.2, which we still to this day did not get the final batch. Of course, we had the announcement, and basically everybody in the current day does know the news on the final batch. I do cover it all the time. So far, that's what we had, that we're going to be getting the final batch of Outcome Memories soon at one point, and PR and Nelvix are holding this game together right now. But then over time, over many other things going on, you had that Romeo decided to have a departure from Outcome Memories. So Romeo is no longer part of Outcome Memories, but still the community knows and loves him. And now we have the current day, July 25th, 2026 being the Outcome Memories 1 year anniversary. In the entire year, we had so much of these things going on. And I just summarized everything as much as we can and trying to stay away from a lot of the drama stuff as much as we can. So those of you who are wondering why I didn't talk about many other things, that is the core reason, because I want to avoid a lot of that. Those things are in the past. And the best thing is that there's a possible bright future ahead for Outcome Memories that I feel very certain about. And we're going to be getting a lot more things very, very soon. And now we do know that Crimson X is going to be a public server executioner. It has been confirmed. We're going to be getting Not Perfect version 2. We're going to be getting a lot more stuff, many other surprises. So Outcome Memories is in such a stable state that some people say that the way how the game is after cancellation is better than how the game was when it was alive before. So Outcome Memories clearly is making it out of the grave, and Outcome Memories could rise to shine in the near future. That's basically it for today, everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think? We're trying to reach 30,000 subscribers very, very soon. When we do so, we will be doing the next giveaway, but we will be doing a lot more giveaways based on art contests and many other things that we're planning for the future on Werehog DX's Realm, our official Discord server. So please join up. And happy 1 year anniversary to Outcome Memories. This is an amazing game, an awesome game. And of course, a big thank you to the entire community who's kept this game alive. So until next time, everybody, see y'all.